Hey, we're on.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane.
And I'm Brig.
All right, thank you for joining us. We're going to talk about Chrome, managing Chrome in your enterprise using group policy. But we get a lot of questions all the time on, hey, can PDQ deploy do this or this? The answer is usually yes, but there are times where we're saying use group policy. It's actually what it's meant for, and because Chrome has become almost, dare I say, ubiquitous even in the enterprise, we thought, hey, let's do this. Let's make sure that everybody understands where the Chrome team is coming from.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't even know that you can actually control Chrome with group policy. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and kick it off then.
All right, let's do it. Okay. So first thing, did you want to do the whole downloading of the templates? Because there's a couple of ways that you can actually do this.
Sure. Do you have that? Do you have that here?
I've got that one.
All right.
And I'll show them that one.
If you want to just Google Chrome, Chrome for Business or Chrome for Work. This used to be called Chrome Enterprise, but you'll be taken to this page. Now, if you use PDQ Deploy in the package library, we offer this version of Chrome. But what I like that they've made this change in the last several months. And you scroll down, you have the option of downloading the Chrome bundle, which is not only just Chrome, which is the Chrome Enterprise or Chrome for Work, the MSI, but it's also all the ADMX files, ADML files, basically the stuff for your group policy. And every time there's a new version of Chrome, they do update that, commensurate with the version. So please don't just do a set it and forget it when you're importing your Chrome templates into Active Directory. Try to stay up to date. It's a simple drag and drop job, but you don't want to have old templates out there that are 10 versions. 10 versions in the past. Try to keep those up to date. So you can grab the Chrome bundle, or you can just grab the Chrome. And we do recommend that you use this Chrome for Work because this will install Chrome on the machine for the entire machine, all the users, not the usual Chrome per user installation. Try to do this so that, as sysadmins, you want to be as uniform as possible, obviously. So that's what I wanted to call out. But I'll let you drive, brother.
Okay. And then because usually I've already deployed Chrome out, I just Chrome ADMX templates, and there they are right there. So you can just grab those. You just grab that.
Grab those there as well.
Zip file there. Yep.
We're not going to really cover the deployment of Chrome. Once again, you can grab it from PDQ Deploy's package library.
Yep.
We keep that up to date. Chrome is one that we are definitely on top of, and it should not be an issue. You just set auto deployment or just deploy that out on a consistent basis as it's updated. So we'll take that as read. Here we're talking about, we're assuming you've got Chrome out in your environment. How do you, what are some popular ways of managing it? We're not going to go through it. We can't. No. We can't go through every single policy, folks.
No, we can't even go through
Does it turn into Downton Abbey if we had to do that?
All right. So just making the assumption, of course, that I've already downloaded the zip file, and I've unzipped that file. Now I just go in here, and those are my ADMX files. Obviously, the ADML files, you need those as well because those are the language files. So you have to take that. There's the Chrome ADML. Now Google, what is the Google ADML?
Google is notice it's much smaller. This is you can throw the Google out there, but this is really important if you're using a lot of different Google apps that you want to manage. Then throw the Google out there. But
and then there's the Chrome.
We're going to really focus on the Chrome stuff. So here you're going to take this and you put this out in your sysvol.
Yeah, I actually put this in the sysvol. So I am a huge fan of the central store for ADMX files because every time Windows, for instance, today when the Fall Creators update comes out, you can already, or you could up until today, download the preview versions for the ADMX files for Windows 10. This particular version, the fall version. And now that'll become official, so then you can download those ADMX files and put those in the central store.
So let's do it.
Yep, and I just do it.
So here you're on a domain controller.
Yep, right? Domain controller. And just going to go to sysvol.
I notice you don't like to do this over the network to the sysvol share.
I don't. I'm old-fashioned. I've always done it this way. You can do it. Yes, you could do it through the share. But I just no.
Okay, so you go at policy definitions.
Yeah. So that you have to actually create this, and it's just called policy definitions. You create
this way, all of your different consoles will get up to date.
Yep. And then you just throw in your ADMX files, and these obviously we've already done that for the Windows 10, the last Creators update, and then you just put the Google ones in there.
Chrome. There's the Chrome right there.
Alphabet.
So you've already copied that over.
Yep, I've already copied that over. And then, and then in our language, we just put it in there.
Yeah. Make sure you have that ADML file in the language in the appropriate directory.
Otherwise, you will get an error.
Yes.
And Chrome right there. So that's basically it. And then once that's complete, then you start the GPMC, and you will see that you have the ability to have Chrome.
Under your and we're going to be focusing, we're just going to be focusing on the computer configuration today. There is obviously user level configuration, and there are absolutely times where that's appropriate. It just depends on your environment, but we're going to be focusing on the computer configuration. So under administrative templates, Google Chrome.
Yep.
There you go.
Chrome, and then these are the settings.
But before we start, are there any questions? Before we.
Dear Shane and Brig, this may be a dumb question, but I'm bad at group policy stuff. Is there a way to prohibit Chrome from asking to make it the default browser? Thanks, Mary M.
Hey, Mary M.
To prevent it from asking, no. You can make it, or you can attempt to make it the default browser, and you could disable that. But as far as
there is a policy for it. I've seen conflicting results when it comes to like Windows 10 and stuff, because they have really locked that down. Windows, like Microsoft has, to say we really want Edge to be used. So when you try to change the default, do you have something to say, Lex?
I was going to say, don't they try and make it so the end user picks whatever they want, and they're always pushing Edge? So.
But do you want to show that policy? Do you know what that one is?
Oh,
sounds like 1998 all over again.
And this huge long list. Set. I think it's in the root here.
If somebody, we'll go ahead and move on. Thank you, Mary. If somebody can see that and throw out, there's so many different policies. Basically, to not ask if it wants to do the default.
There we go.
So you could here's one that says set Chrome as the default browser. I think if you were to hit disabled, perhaps maybe we'll say if you hit disabled, then it won't ask.
Yeah, it won't ask.
Okay.
It'll never ask for it. So yes. Oh, that's it against this.
So if it sounds, Mary, as though you guys are using Chrome, but you don't want it to bother people asking. Maybe you're happy to let Edge or IE be the default browser or whatever. You just don't even want them to ask. I would set that policy to disabled.
Yep.
See what happens.
It'll never set itself.
Do you want to go on, or is there another question?
Another question?
What do you want, Brig?
Oh, it doesn't matter. We can do another question if you want.
Dear Shane and Brig, is there a way to prevent Chrome from keeping a user logged into their Google account after they close the browser? Thanks in advance, Monica K.
Hi, Monica. I think there is a way to do that, and what it is persistent Chrome connection, and there is I don't know the exact name of the policy on that, but it does allow you to do persistent, so it will run in the background even though the browser itself is closed. It will keep that process running, and the user will remain logged in. So yes, that, and I have a 98% confidence on that. That you can control that so that when the browser process is closed, that user, when it comes back up, that user's logged off. Yep.
Okay.
Or logged on, yeah. So that they don't log off. They always stay logged on. Yep.
Cool.
And you can control that behavior. And if I remember, obviously there are hundreds and hundreds of GPOs here, and so I'm just going off the memory of that. But like I said, I'm pretty confident that yes, you can do that.
Well, let's jump into some of the stuff that you wanted to cover. I know I think you've chosen some of the more popular ones.
Yeah, and I think we wanted to talk about Flash for a second because that behavior's kind of changed, and I know that you had some.
Yeah, so if you're using, if one of the things that I know people liked that still had to use Flash and Chrome is that Chrome back in August of 2013, Chrome changed it so that they embedded Pepper Flash. And that way, Flash was just always updated as a new Flash came out. You really didn't need a new version of Chrome. They have since on this. Remember, we told you to download the Enterprise or the for Work version. About a year ago, Google stopped including Flash in that. So if you installed that on a machine that didn't have internet access, it would not update Chrome, or if it was a brand new install, it would not install Flash. It wouldn't even install it, and if it existed from a previous installation, it wouldn't update it. They used to include that embedded Flash. Now they don't. The thing about it is most of your customers, most of your users probably didn't notice that because of a new policy that was introduced that automatically still updated it or added it. And we'll show you that in the root of Google Chrome. There is this one, enable enables component updates in Google Chrome. Now, if it's set to not configured or enabled, it's going to update those.
Update it.
You can disable that if you want, and then when somebody tries to access Flash, if it doesn't exist, it won't install it, and if it does exist, it won't upgrade it. So this could be a catch-22 for you. Yeah. If you just disable it, but you have old Flashes out there, then you're running old Flash. There's a separate step where you'll actually want to disable Flash. We can show you that if you want. If you want to not use this, if you just say, hey, I just want to disable this, I want to disable Flash for the most part, but you still want a few users to have it, you can deploy the PPAPI standalone Flash from Adobe. If you go to the package library and PDQ deploy, it's called Adobe Flash for Opera, since Opera is also Pepper Flash, PPAPI. You can also deploy that, and then that will use that version, the new application,
yep.
not the embedded Pepper Flash. So you have a couple of options there, but I wanted to call that out. Enables component updates in Google Chrome.
Yep.
All right.
And then just to kind of go on that one, if you did want to control Flash more granularly, you could do that as well.
Go to content settings.
Yep. Allow the Flash plugin on these sites, so you can do, again, whitelist, blacklist. So you can choose, like, I only want Flash to be enabled on my intranet sites, but not my extranet sites, or just these particular sites. Like if you had an engineering team, we've talked about that.
Engineering. A lot of you coming here, watching us and watching this later on, are school environments, and there's usually one or two applications, vendors that you have that require Flash. Go ahead and whitelist those sites if this is a concern for you, and then just blacklist everything else.
Yep. And you can actually and then you can also blacklist, or you can just, block the Flash plugin altogether. You can choose how it does this. Either click to play, so they actually have to click into the actual window where the Flash is, or you can just block the Flash plugin entirely.
Cool.
Or you can allow it. Any of those.
Whatever you want.
Yep, whatever you want. All right, should we talk about some of the more popular settings?
Go for it.
All right, okay. So possible security compliance settings these are some of the things that we've just discovered are like, oh yeah, these are pretty good. So in the root, again, we can, always by name, because by default, I don't know how they
You like to sort by name?
Oh yeah, because that's an alphabet. Alphabet's important. All right, so allow download restrictions. This is a really good one. This just basically tells you block potentially harmful, and it uses the safe browsing sort of feature. So Google takes a lot of information from a lot of different sources to try and make safe browsing work. So you're not going to malicious sites, you're not downloading malicious material, and this is based on that whole process there. So this will block potentially dangerous downloads. You can do block dangerous downloads, block all downloads. So you can prevent your users from downloading anything. This will not prevent them from downloading, say, something through an extension, however. So it's not a catch-all.
For example, even if there was a Flash app out there that allowed them to download, they're now, even though they're running in Chrome, now download is being controlled by Flash. So.
And that's the same thing when you disable printing too. So you can always have an extension that would allow printing, even though Chrome would not allow printing. And then you can allow invocation of the, let's see.
How do you block specific URLs or specific sites from even being browsed?
Oh yeah, you can do.
And you're not doing this from the firewall. You're doing this from the group policy for Chrome. So this is not going to affect.
Yes.
Not going to affect Edge. Not going to affect Firefox.
Okay. Basically, what you can do is you can use allows access to a list of URLs. So this is going to be your whitelist.
Okay.
Here.
And it takes. It takes wildcards.
Yeah. So you can do and then allows access to everything, or obviously just not even configure that.
Okay.
And then you've also got block access.
There it is.
So, Brig, my budget's out of whack. Can you block Amazon from just my machine?
Oh, from just your machine? Yeah, I'd want to put that in a separate. Yes, I could do it.
You could do it? Okay.
I could do it for you. Yes.
Have some self-control. How about that?
So
we all know that's not ever going to happen.
All right. So here you're blocking Yahoo and Amazon.
Okay. And those are I've just blocked those. That's it. It's easy. And I'm always a blacklister. So you can and here's the nice thing about how they've set this up, so that you can actually do a blacklist and have it just do a star. So blacklist everything, and then do a whitelist of just things that you want to allow, and it will blacklist everything but those allow. So just like the opposite of Windows.
So the whitelist supersedes.
Yep.
Has a higher precedence than the blacklist. Okay.
Yep. So, and that's really nice. And then you've got, so the proceeding from the SSL warning page. So I don't know how many of you have ever gotten that before. If you've, on your intranet sites, you get that a lot. But you can actually do, let's see, where is it? Again, alphabet.
There's a lot to take. You can see why we're not going through each one of these.
Yeah, because there's a lot. Oh, where is that? Oh, allow. Sorry.
The A's.
The A's. There we go. Woo! So, okay. Most of us have all received that SSL warning page where, like, certificate invalid, would you like to continue? This prevents that. So if someone goes to a website where there's a certificate error, this would prevent them from ever going into that. And then, let's see, there's a couple more. Block third-party cookies. That's pretty obvious, like, if you want to do that. You enable autofill. So for those of you like in HIPAA organizations or organizations where there's some sort of like compliance necessity, you don't want to keep that information, you can go ahead and turn autofill off so that it will never retain that information, or that it will always retain that information depending on how you want to do it.
What about screen captures? If there's people who don't want screen captures,
Yeah.
like once again, maybe HIPAA compliance, they just don't want someone to be able to grab a portion of that screen for to create an image.
Yep, and same with printing too. So yeah, you could disable taking screenshots so that they can't use the keyboard in order to take screenshots of material. You could download restrictions as another one. Enable printing or disable printing. We talked about that a couple of times. Enable safe browsing. This is probably something that you would definitely want to do. That is down here. Again, this is Google takes aggregate information, takes that, says whether or not a website is good or bad based on a score, and then goes ahead and if you've got enable safe browsing on. This is not the safe search or the kid-friendly search thing, but this is the just safe browsing. So, like, I don't know if you've ever gone to like a website that is potentially harmful. It'll be big red and tell you warning.
Now, we want to stress out, in as much as Brig is making these changes to this one group policy, for the most part, you're going to have multiple group policies for Chrome. Like,
Yeah.
Like maybe you have some power users. It's usually like engineers or something that need a little extra, legitimately need a little extra leeway.
Yep.
You'd want to create a separate group policy just for either the users, if you're going to do a user level GPO, and attach that to an OU or something that those user accounts live in, or just something for those computers in engineering.
Yep.
And then they have a little bit more leeway. So, you know, if you're gonna blacklist everything except for a few sites, but you want to whitelist everything except for a few sites on the engineers, create two separate policies.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, and I would probably on this, as I was going through this, I was thinking like just in our organization here, I was probably thinking like you could actually probably do like 4 or 5 different policies based on like what people need to access and what they should access, what they shouldn't access. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, organizationally. And that goes back to like Active Directory and making sure that your Active Directory, that you've set up the organizational units and there's a logical setup to your Active Directory, which is
So
ultimately the underpinning of like a successful.
Do you want to save this and apply it to an OU?
So while you're doing that,
Yeah.
You know, we were talking earlier about GPOs on a user level basis and a machine level basis. Which takes priority?
On machine level or user level?
Yeah.
If it's machine level always wins. Okay. Yep. Machine level always wins over user. So user, yeah, if you had like this set up as user policies under user configuration, and there was a conflict between that and the computer, then yeah, the computer would always win. Except in loopback processing and merge mode, and then that way, computer still wins. But
Wow, that's
On
going down the
loopback,
road.
yeah, on loopback, actually, Moskowitz has some great videos explaining loopback and when you should and shouldn't use it. It's he says it's one of the most misused features in group
Yeah.
policy is loopback, and it actually can, when it's used improperly, actually opens up the organization. Once again, it's just one of those. I love it. In the pre-show, we were talking about GP Answers. Jeremy Moskowitz, he's a very, very prolific and fantastic group policy instructor, and also the creator of Policy Pack. Every time he does a class, he's just constantly saying, dispelling myths, rumors. Just people just miss. They come in thinking, "Well, I always thought that this is how it worked."
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
no. All right. So then we're going to put in engineering.
So here's so you got
missed-
your Chrome engineering, so you're going to throw that into the engineering OU. Gotcha.
Yep. So got them linked, active, happy, and let's see. Evil Rick. Where's Evil Rick? Is Evil Rick Windows 10? Evil Rick.
We can open up. If only we had PDQ inventory and we could find out exactly where he was.
Exactly where it was.
Need to renew your license.
My license did expire. I'm not kidding.
You owe me $500. There we go.
And now we're just, obviously, sake of time, we're just going to do it quickly, apply these updates.
Yep.
So how long does that normally take if you don't apply those updates?
It could take up to 54 minutes, I think. Yeah.
54 as opposed to an hour? I mean,
Yeah, I know.
is
It's
there a
just it's
reason
one
for
of those
that?
it's one of those weird things, and I don't know. And the number may be wrong, and chat can probably correct me if I am. But it was always one of those numbers that just sort of stuck out. Like, oh, it's once every 54 minutes, or within that time frame. Unless you set it, you can set it manually.
Yeah, a very popular remote command from PDQ inventory is for people just to run GP update on a bunch of machines at one time after they've made changes, just to verify those changes work. So what are we going to do here? We've
Okay.
opened up, so we've on Evo Rick. Are you going to try to go to one of those blocks URLs, or what are you going to do?
Yeah. What are we? Let's see. Windows 10 is Evil Rick in Windows 10. All right. Cool. All right. I just wanted to make sure. All right.
The real takeaway in this whole webcast is you need to watch Rick and Morty. So yeah, you blocked Yahoo, right?
Yep. And Amazon.
Okay,
Oh, it's blocked.
there we go.
Now, let's see. Beth, I think, is in engineering. Oh, actually, let's show. So this is our thing. Let's go to Yahoo.
This is our thing.
It's our Chrome.
What you got?
Okay, so we're going to go to yahoo.com. Now, this is engineering, so we haven't blocked Yahoo in engineering, but I
Okay.
do want to do. There are a couple of things.
Because engineers need Yahoo.
Yep, they do. And Amazon. So we're going to run a GP update on this one. Oh, perfect. This is a great time to discuss this. So this is one of those interesting issues where sometimes you will occasionally, if you run GP update or when group policy will update automatically once every that 54 minutes, that if you do this, you will lose your RDP session. And there's a fix for that.
I actually pushed it out from PDQ deploy, but I only pushed it
Nice.
out to the Rick and Morty
Yes.
machines. I guess Beth wasn't in there, so even though Beth is,
We have a video on this fix.
yeah,
This
it
is,
is. It's
I'm glad that happened.
deny TS connections. You set that to a value of 0. But,
Yeah.
Okay, so we've updated it.
No, but that's exciting. It happened here. Never mind.
Brig loves troubleshooting.
I do. It's cool. I'm glad that happened because I haven't been able to get that to happen. So now our homepage changed. So now it's here. So we applied the GP update. Before it was just like whatever, and now it's us.
Oh yeah, so you had said go to PDQ for this for the homepage.
And I set the new tab too, so that every time you click on a new tab, it's us forever. Sorry. Okay.
Look, it's the show we're watching.
I know. Anyway, that was fun.
Do we have any questions that you want to throw?
Yeah.
up?
Dear Shane and Brig, what is the most appropriate way to allow a single extension through GPO? Blacklist all and have an exception, or whitelist? Sincerely, Craig S.
That's gotta just depend on your environment.
Yeah.
Some environment. I mean, seriously, I don't know that there's a blanket answer for that. Some environments actually, for their business units, require a bunch of different extensions.
Yeah.
And others are like, no, this is the only one that's approved. So it really does depend. The question I'd ask is, how many extensions are approved by your organization, Craig, and then make that decision on whether to whitelist or blacklist.
Yeah.
And I know Brig stated generally, and you come here from an MSP, so
Yeah.
you've worked IT at the MSP level, so you had a bunch of different clients.
Yeah.
And you generally like blacklists.
I do like blacklists, and to do a single extension through GPO, if that's exactly what you want to do, then yeah, I would blacklist and just allow that through. And we actually have that in the bonus content. We have a blog article on exactly how to do that with extensions and enable just one blacklist, whitelist, compare it all, and walk you through the entire process. So
Cool.
It's in the bonus content for those of you that would like that. All right.
Do we have any more questions that you want to throw up?
Dear Shane and Brig, how do you deal with roaming profile and bookmark synchronization required in a Citrix XenApp farm? I've been able to implement this particular feature using GPO, and the only thing not syncing correctly are the bookmarks. I probably missed something. Sincerely, Alexandre M.
This would be something that I would actually have to look into.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
too. Bookmark synchronization, I've never had a problem with that, but
Yeah.
he's throwing in the roaming profile.
Yep.
To that equation. So I haven't tested that. Sorry, Alexander.
Yeah, but I do want to answer that question. So yes, Alexander, I'll probably put that in the bonus content as well as just an answer to that, because I did do some roaming profile GPO information. But yeah, that's something I'm interested in looking at.
Cool.
For sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sorry, not having that answer, and that's the same issue we had. We did had a kind of managed Java with PDQ deploy and centrally, but we had to set those expectations. Listen, we can't be here to answer every single Java policy question, because there are just too many. Here it's just letting people know, which a lot of people don't know, that there is centralization available, central management available at the level. It's not just for Internet Explorer and for Edge. I still love the Cracked article when Windows 10 came out and they were touting Edge, and Cracked had an article that said Edge, promising to allow you to to download Chrome 7 times faster.
Which is exactly true. Oh, so yeah. Okay. Yes.
I think we can wrap that up unless there's other questions you
Yeah.
want.
Do we have anything?
No, that's about it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Give us your questions.
Yeah. Thank you
Absolutely.
very much, and check the bonus content, everybody.
Yes.
And don't forget, don't forget that obviously we didn't cover the deployment, but if you need to get those Chromes deployed, use PDQ deploy. Get that out there. You push that enterprise version. You'll see it right out there. It's up to date. Our collections are up to date, so you always know which machines have the latest Chrome, and then do your central management from group policy.
Yep.
So thanks for watching. I'm Shane.
I'm Brig.
Talk
Thanks.
to you guys later.
Thanks for joining our webcast today. Congratulations, Monica K., winner of our PDQ swag bag. Just send us your info at webcast@pdq.com. And don't forget to join us this Thursday, 10 o'clock Mountain, for PDQ&A. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you back here on Thursday.